Hello, Amanda, are you still there? Okay, thank you. Uh, Friends, let's come back. And as I said, we are going through edible fats and oils. And to start with, we'll just state the objectives of the day. Number one is that we should be able to define the terms fats and oils. Two, you should be able to state the various sources of edible fats and oils. And number three, you should be able to state the various properties of edible fats and oils. And to take you through this is Mr. Walter Omwansa, and please welcome. To start with, oils and fats are a group of organic compounds called lipids, and the lipids are made up of fatty acids and glycerol. And in each molecule or the building block of lipids, we have a molecule of glycerol to which three fatty acids are linked, hence the term triglyceride. And fats are normally solids at room temperature, and oils are liquids at room temperature. Then for the sources of fats and oils, we have already discussed before, and we realize that there are two major sources of this, and they include the animal products and the plant or vegetable materials. And normally, animal products are made up of fats, and they normally come in terms of the meats, which we have as red meat and white meat. Then the others come from milk products, which you all know include cream, cheese, and butter. And then we also have fats which can be obtained from pressing the animal products, like now lard from pigs and tallow from beef, that is cattle. Uh, for most of the plant products, they are normally oils, but during manufacture, we can convert them to fats by a process called hydrogenation. Then the other sources of oils are the various nuts and seeds which are obtained from various plants. And from our country, we all know that we obtain elianto from corn or maize. Uh, and you know that palm, soybean, rapeseed, sunflower, groundnuts, all those are sources of important edible oils. And normally oils come from plant materials, but we have a few cases of animal sources which are very rich, and that is mostly the fish. And all of you are conversant with the famous cod liver oil, but we can also get similar oils from salmon and the whale. And then from our surrounding, we have various plant products that produce oil, but I know most of us probably have not come across them. So there is a link there which I want you to use your mobile phones or laptops, and you will be able to see the various uh, plants and animal sources. Uh, if you open that link, you will see very, very beautiful sources of these edible fats and oils. But I've taken a few of them, and with me here is palm fruits, and there is a section of those fruits to expose the endocarp and the kernel. which form the important sources of oils. Then the next slide shows sunflower seeds and the flower itself, and then the famous groundnuts, which you can see the seeds in their pods and some which have been removed from the pods. And this was basically to assist us to get to know the various sources of oils and fats. But once you go to the link, you will see more of them, some of them which are exotic to our country. And at the end of the day, you will have to appreciate that. Uh, Away from the sources of edible fats and oils, I want us now to discuss or to go through the various properties of oils and fats. But just before we do that, can one of you probably tell me one or two properties that you have come across or you know from experience? Anybody from the class? Hello? Anybody? Okay, well, one of the properties of oils and fats is that from the definition as we were introducing this topic, we said that they are normally oils are normally liquid at room temperature and fats are solids at room temperature. And by room temperature, I mean between 20 to 24 degrees centigrade. You will normally find oils in liquid form and fats in solid form. And that one forms the first property. And then the second property is that they are odorless in their pure state. That is, they don't have a smell. Then they are tasteless. They are colorless. And this one is very selective because in the impure state or during manufacture, the presence of other compounds like carotenes in plant products impart some color, but basically pure or purified oil or fats do not have color, rather they are colorless. Then they are normally insoluble in water, and if they are insoluble in water, then what do they form? If they don't solve in water, because if substance is soluble in water, it will form a solution. But now that these do not dissolve in water, they normally form emulsions. And then any oil or fat, if put in water, will always float, indicating that it's less dense than water. Then the various oils and fats are readily soluble in organic solvents like ethanol or hexane, and that is why we normally use organic solvents such as hexane to extract these from their sources when we want to enrich. Then we have this property that they form emulsions with water, which I've explained due to the fact that they don't dissolve in water. And then they have poor thermal conductivity, meaning that they are poor conductors of heat and hence they are good insulators. Then they have poor electroconductivity, and lastly, they have low boiling and melting points. And this one is speaking relatively because even among the various types of fats and oils, we have varying temperatures, but generally they have low melting and boiling points. Having gone through those 10 properties and the various sources of oils and fats, Is there anybody with a question on what we have discussed? Anybody from the class? Well, I hope it is clear to all of us. And to quickly rush over what we have discussed is that we have defined oils and fats as organic molecules which are made up of fatty acids and glycerol, and we have said the monomer or the building blocks for these organic compounds are the triglycerides, and a triglyceride consists of three fatty acids and glycerol molecule. Then we have also said that there are basically two broad categories of oils and fat sources, and those are basically plants and animal matter. And we have basically said that the fats come from mostly animal products, except a few like the fish, while oils come from plants. Uh, and to obtain fats from, or rather plastic fats from oils, we need to do the hydrogenation, which we'll discuss later in the course of time. And now, before we conclude, there is an assignment for the class, and it reads: fatty acids are categorized into saturated and unsaturated fatty acids. So I want you to go and make short notes on the nomenclature, which means the naming of the fatty acids, and the sources of the common saturated and unsaturated fatty acids in nature. Thank you for listening, and we hope to meet in the next lesson when you come along with the assignment. Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, karibu.